So I've got these orders to pack this morning and I'm just going to get on with that now. So let's get started, shall we? Good morning! So you've just seen me pack and work in my studio for the last, I don't know, hour and a half or so, just packing orders and making breakfast and helping my children with their school and some writing and all this sort of stuff like that. And yes, it's kind of crazy, but that's what happens when you have a home studio. You end up working around everybody, and yeah, so far we've done some good work this morning, so that's been really great, and I thought I'd just check in and actually say hello and welcome to the first studio vlog back in I don't know how long. And yes, I'm not wearing a stitch of makeup because I just thought it would be fun to get going with this vlog today, and I haven't had a chance to sit down and do anything particularly. I'm not dressed and still wearing the unicorn leggings. Which, to be honest, really just look like pajamas, so I'm probably still half dressed in my pajamas, but I don't know, if you can't wear your pajamas when you're at home in your studio vlog, when can you wear them? These are good questions that I have been asking myself. And we're doing the whole quarantine thing, so I'm not going anywhere, nobody's gonna see me. So, except for all of you guys, of course. Because that's what you like to tell yourself when you're filming, that nobody's going to see you and it doesn't really matter, and then you go post your video on the internet and kind of rewrite all that logic. So that's good fun. Yeah, I should definitely do that more often, film myself in my pajamas and without any makeup on. Yay! Fun times. So that's my morning. Hope your morning has been going well for you, or afternoon, or whenever it is that you're watching this. And I will just be keeping working on projects in my studio. I'm about to stop and do some gluing, and I'm probably going to do some more packing today, and we'll just see where this vlog takes us, why don't we? Okay, bye buzz for now! Whoop! Welcome back to the studio vlog. It is the second day. So yesterday I started filming on a Tuesday, which was April the 27th, I believe, or maybe the 28th. I can't really remember, and the days are kind of blurring all together, so that's a thing. And today is Wednesday, and it is raining, and it has been raining non-stop, which is actually really great because we need the rain in Australia very badly. We've been in drought for, I don't know, 5+ years or something like that now, and we've all got our fingers crossed that it will be a wet winter. So this rain is fantastic and I'm excited about it, even if it does mean that I can't go outside and enjoy some outside time and a good walk. Today, that's all right. These things happen and we need the rain, so that's all good. However, I am going to go outside because I need to do a post office run today. I'm hoping that when I go to the post office, it is not going to be full and crowded with a long line stretching out the door, which was what happened last time. So yeah, I'm glad to see that everybody is like taking the social distancing seriously, but of course that makes it difficult when you've got a teeny tiny post office and lots of people trying to pick up their parcels or post them, as is my case. So I am hoping that there won't be a long line because it is wet and cold outside and I don't particularly want to be standing in the rain. That would be bad. I think they do have eaves or a veranda or something like that. I think the building does have a veranda. So if I am standing in a line, I shouldn't be getting wet, which is good because I actually have a giant lot of parcels to drop off. So these parcels are the last of my parcels for the pear and squirrel and whale pre-order that happened in February. We had quite a lot of orders and quite a lot of trouble making up those orders. There were a whole bunch of issues and it was a long story, which I'm not going to go into now because I don't really have the time. I have to head off to the post office as soon as possible to drop all those boxes off. So I'm super duper actually really excited that this is my final lot. Now we can move on and start working on some things for our next release. We have some goodies coming up, which is going to be really fun. And I will probably film a little bit about them this afternoon because I'll be working on some of those. So that's something to look forward to, hopefully, with this vlog. We'll see how we go. But it was good to check in and let you know what I'm up to. And yeah, I think that's all I have to say about that for now. I better get my shoes on and make sure they're waterproof because it's very wet out there, and get those parcels all bundled up ready to go. So I'm gonna do that now. Bye-bye. Rightio, 2 bags of parcels ready to go. Now all I need is my keys and an umbrella so we don't get wet. That sounds good. I'm going to do that now.
Put your arms around me, tell me everything's okay. In my mind, I'm running around a cold and empty space. Just put your arms around me, tell me everything's okay.
Well, we just finished our trip to the post office and that went really well. There was pretty much nobody inside the post office at all. So I managed to get in and out super quickly and that was really good. So I'm excited to have that job done. I know I keep on saying I'm excited a lot in the vlogs, but seriously, it feels so good when you've been working really hard. And like literally, I have been working on this particular pre-order for months, and to know that now my customers can be happy because their parcels are on their way from them, it's just like the biggest weight off my shoulders. I think I mentioned previously how much of an ordeal this pre-order turned out to be, unfortunately. And so it's just been a thing that's kind of been hanging over my head for a while now, and I'm just so happy it's done. Yes. Do a dance. Insert jazz hands. Yay! So that's been really, really great. Also, I have something for me from the post office. Obviously, I have covered over the address so you can't see where I live. But on the address label, there is a brand. So I know who this parcel is from, but you guys don't. So you'll have to wait and see. But let's unbox it, shall we? Because this is going to be a fun one, I reckon. So let's get into this parcel. 1, 2, 3. That should be hopefully all of the different. It's from, oh my, falling out. That's not good. Oh, ruining the pretty presentation. So it's from Buttercups Babes, which is another brooch maker. Buttercups Babe. Sorry, I said that wrong. Buttercups Babe. There we go. Which is another acrylic brooch maker, and so there's a few different acrylic brooch makers that I really, really love, and I collect their stuff. I make my own acrylic brooches, as you should know by now, hopefully, if you've seen some more videos on my channel. But if you haven't, go have a look. Check out some of the work that I've done in the past. This is a sneak peek. For those of you that are sharp-eyed and do know my work, you'll know this one hasn't been released yet. So this is a sneak peek on what's coming up. Shh, it's a secret. Anyway, where was I going with this? Oh yeah, so Buttercups Babes is another acrylic brooch maker, and I really love some of the pieces that she's done. They've been absolutely amazing. It used to be a team of 2 makers, I think, and I'm not sure whether that system has switched up a little bit. So I don't know, but Becky is the person who wrote this very lovely little thank you note to me, and that is their social media information. If you're interested in checking it out at all, just pause the video and go have a look. I will link some of this information down below, because I mean, I don't know about you, I just find it easier sometimes just to like be able to click a link, or like at the very least copy and paste from the description box and move over to where I want to go, rather than actually trying to like pause a video and like write it down and like get the information. Whatever works for you, but that's what works for me. So hopefully I'll remember to put their details down in the description box as well. Yell at me if I don't. You have permission, that's okay. Hopefully do it nicely though. I don't think I've ever been yelled at in my comments yet, because like barely anybody comments, but I'm okay with that. As they say, once you put yourself out there on social media, you're like open to everything. And so it's kind of good sometimes to know that you're not actually getting that much attention, and you're not going to get the negative stuff as well as the positive stuff. It's like better just to kind of like sit in obscureness. At least that's what I tell myself. I think I'm right about this one though. Okay, so onto this beautiful parcel. We have a brooch care card, which is always good. My brooch care instructions are always found on the back of a Teacup Girl box. Actually, hang on, let me grab one for you. And this is a Teacup Girl box. So this is the instructions like I was talking about, and this is the front of the box, and this is the drawer box that your brooches go into. So this is how all of the Teacup Girl pieces come packaged. They come with their own gift box, which is obviously looks like this. And this is supposed to be for like protecting your piece, because brooches don't really take too well to like dust and getting bumped on other surfaces. The acrylic is sometimes quite sturdy, but it also has its own delicacies, which is that it doesn't really like getting like scuffed up or pressed against other things. So like, you know, if you're storing it in a jewelry box and you've got lots of things thrown on top of it, this acrylic can get scratched very easily, and then that kind of ruins the finish of the brooch. So generally speaking, it's good to kind of keep them stored separately, like maybe laid out in a drawer, or alternatively, you can keep your Teacup Girl pieces when they come in these little drawer boxes, and they'll keep them safe from dust and scratches and all that sort of stuff. And this also just has a little bit of information about the delicacy of the different pieces. I don't know if you're interested in reading that. I don't even know if it's focusing. There it is, it's focusing. There you go. That's the sort of details that I like to put in the packaging. And I love that Buttercup's Babe has their own little card, which basically says, I am delicate, I don't take kindly to being dropped, put in water or dealt with roughly. Avoid spraying me with perfume or hairspray, which is a very good point. We have that noted as well. Perfume and hairspray can also ruin the finish of your brooch. So it's best to treat it like proper jewelry and take care of it essentially, if you want your piece to last for a long time, which I do. Now, shall I stop nattering on and show you what I actually bought? It comes in this cute little tin, like so. I love the shape of these because it actually reminds me of like an old-fashioned cold cream pot or something like that. So I like really dig that. And we've got this beautiful yellow tissue paper to protect it. And then, oh my gosh. So this is super, super cute and very detailed. Look at that, guys. Oh my gosh. Oh my goodness. Love it. There's a little twink, twink. I don't know if you can see close up. Hopefully that focuses. You see the love heart detail on the tops of the spoons. Now, if you guys are a little confused about the design of this piece and the message that it is talking about, basically this piece was designed for invisible illness support. So I have hypothyroidism, which is a chronic invisible illness. We say chronic because it's not really something that goes away super easily. Sometimes you can heal from hypothyroidism or Hashimoto's. Graves' disease is another one that also comes up occasionally. And there are lots of different thyroid or autoimmune deficiency diseases that present as invisible illnesses. And that essentially means that somebody can look well on the outside, but on the inside their body is just not functioning for them and they might feel horrible or like a zombie. But the thing about invisible illnesses is that although this person feels horrible inside, often people don't even realize that they're so dreadfully sick because they just look like a normal person. And you know, if somebody who has been sick has managed to get enough energy to get up, get dressed, do all the things they need to do to go out, often they will make themselves look, you know, presentable and not ill. They'll put on makeup, they'll put on nice clothes, they'll do their hair because they don't want to look like they feel, which might be horrible. They want to look normal, they want to feel normal because they've finally got enough energy to do something normal. The thing about that is they might have saved up 2 weeks of energy or 3 weeks of energy to be able to go do that thing where they look completely normal. And so people will often say to somebody who says that they've got an invisible illness, there's an element of misunderstanding what that means and how that experience of life is for the person with the invisible illness. I feel very strongly about this, obviously, because myself having an invisible illness, I've felt that, I've come across that, and there's definitely like a whole story about that. The reason this particular piece has survivor, I mean, that part should be fairly obvious. When you're going through something that affects your every single day of life and you come on the other side, you want something to kind of portray the strength and the fact that you did fight it and you didn't give up and you didn't give in and you didn't let it overwhelm you. You survived this thing, and you have to keep surviving. The unfortunate thing about chronic illnesses is, like I said, they don't go away. Usually it's a lifelong diagnosis and you have to keep surviving every day. Anyway, this brooch, as you might be able to tell from my extremely long rant, means a lot to me. It really does. This piece means a lot, and I'm really glad I could have it in my collection because for me, brooches are miniature art. They're things that you choose. They can either give some expression to how you're feeling that day, or things that you've gone through, or moments in time that are meaningful to you, and life experiences that are meaningful to you. And this piece expresses almost perfectly one of my life experiences that has been ongoing and a large presence in my life for the last few years. And I'm really excited that I get to add this piece to the collection. So thank you, Buttercup Space, for passing this, well, not passing, but making this piece and giving me the opportunity to add it to my collection. There it is, one more time. I'm excited and I can't wait to wear it. And that is the unboxing. Geez, that turned into a long thing, didn't it? I didn't realize I would go on such a tangent. But I think we should probably stop there and continue on with the rest of the studio vlog. It's starting to get dark. So next shot is probably just going to be loads of lights on my desk while I do some work. I am going to peel some things, I'm going to paint some things, I think, and I'm going to glue some things, and oh my gosh, the reflect is so bad when I do that. So I will get on with that, and I will see you all later. Bye for now! Well, I think I'm just going to leave it here for tonight, guys. That is going to wrap up our studio vlog. So I have filmed for 2 days, Wednesday, no, today is Wednesday. I filmed for 2 days, Tuesday and Wednesday, and it's Wednesday night now. It has been raining all day. I'm snuggling and warm in my jumper and my cozy pajama pants, which you might have seen in the vlog. So yeah, that's a thing. And yeah, I hope that you enjoyed this video. I hope that it was interesting and I showed you some of the little doodads of studio life and what happens around the studio. And yeah, I'm gonna keep probably doing little bits of film like this, and I hope you find them interesting. Please let me know if there's anything in particular you want to see more of, because if it's like, oh, you want to see more of the nitty-gritty of the making, whether you want me to explain more of the making as I go along, you know, things like that, just put a comment down below and let me know, because I'm happy to try and do that. I know that these vlogs aren't super duper professional or anything like that, but I think they're a bit of fun and hopefully you do too. So without further ado, I will say goodbye and good night, and I hope to see you all next time in another video. Bye bye! I don't know how to use this thing. Well, we just finished our trip to the post office and that went, hi mummy.